Hi everyone, this is Diane, and I'm here to share with you two Christmas journals that I have completed. They're both in a traveler's notebook style, although they would be too large to probably fit into your traveler's notebook. The pages inside are 4 by 8, which is probably the size to fit into your notebook, but I made the covers a little bigger, so it's 4.5 by 8.5. But they are standalone journals. They're just in the traveler's notebook style. I used a paper collection. I had an 8 by 8 set of papers it was from Stamperia, called Christmas Patchwork or Patchwork Christmas. I never know which way it goes, and I keep forgetting to look it up. Someone gifted them to me in a Happy Mail, and along with them there were some of these embellishments, and they're plastic. But they're beautiful and they match the paper. And I have some left over, so each journal will come with some of the leftover pieces. Let's just start. I used Lorna Taylor's Christmas stamps from last year to decorate the front cover. I stamped it on muslin. And so this one is called the Elf Post, and this one will be called Winter's Greeting. So there's a collage on the cover with papers, some mulberry paper, a little bit of modeling paste here, and of course the muslin, and then I stitched on some sequins. I glued them on at first, but they were not going to stay. Some of them popped off, so I stitched them on. And then this is the scrapbook paper that is the base of the journal. I put a large eyelet here and threaded some seam binding through there. And then on the inside, it's a piece of fabric, so it's nice and sturdy. It shouldn't tear on the spine because it's fabric here. So where I stitched the sequins through, I just did a little patchwork collage there and a label. So we have 13 pages, folded pages, so 13 times 4 gives you the number of front and back surfaces that you have. This is a page from an Edith Holden book, and it's a December page. I put some ribbon here. It's a little pocket. And this little Christmas sticker, vintage. And this is a vintage, genuine eggnog bottle cap. Isn't that cute? And this is just metallic green paper that I punched. And then tucked into there, I did another one of Lorna's stamps. It's the Winter's Greeting one, stamped in blue. And this adorable vintage little card. I suppose it was one that might be attached to a gift. But I got a little bundle of those at the flea market this year. I'm just going to put a paper clip here because these want to slide around, and that will just help hold them secure. I enjoyed that little bundle so much. I think I paid $2 for a bunch of different designs on those cards. You'll see some more. Here's one of the Stamperia pages. They're just so beautiful. Lots of colors. Lots of collage-y looking elements. And this is from a list page. It says naughty and nice, but it's a nice journaling spot. A coffee dyed paper, scrapbook paper that has room for writing here. A tab, fabric tab, and this is one of the Stamperia ephemera pieces. This Jack and Jill subscription form came from a Jack and Jill magazine from the 1960s, and this was for a Christmas gift subscription. But there's room to journal. I reinforced the folds with paper and washi tape. Here's another one of the embellishments. This is a typed recipe page from something of Broome County, Binghamton, New York. And so I glued this on as a little tuck spot, and this is one of the journaling cards that came with the Stamperia paper. I stamped those little carolers down here, I still didn't find the stamp, my Fa La La stamp. I forgot to look for it while I was putting my stamps away. So I have a stamp that says Fa La La that goes with these carolers. So when I find it, I'm going to stamp that up here. I meant to do that before I sewed it all together. So I folded up the bottom of this recipe paper, and I collaged this little piece of doily, but it's coming up. And another of the embellishments, and they are just glued to the page behind the pocket. And then these are 1958 Christmas seals benefiting tuberculosis prevention or treatment, whatever. And so I just made a little embellishment out of them. And then we had a Tag Tuesday where we made all the tags that went into these journals. There is a photograph in each journal depicting children at Christmas time. Look at that little boy with his little bopper toy. It's so cute. And then this is paper that I dyed. It's lined paper. I dyed that with some Rit dye. Another list page. There's a little fabric flip there. An angel, stained glass angel stamp there. Some vintage gift wrap and some music paper. This is from a very early 1900s magazine called St. Nicholas for Children. I got a whole stack of them at the flea market. And there were 2 advertisements that had toys at Christmas time. So you'll see the little girl on the other side. I sewed it to a piece of pattern paper to make a little pocket there. And this is just a vintage card and another naughty and nice page. Here's scrapbook paper. This is a stamped label. And this is a piece of old tablecloth. I put some rickrack there, vintage rickrack. Here's another of our Tag Tuesday tags. Here's a bridge tally, and I need to put a card behind there, so I will do that. I have something handy. I just cut some cards out from some scrapbook paper last night, so let me see what I have. There's lined paper on the back. Yeah, that'll work. I love this piece. This is a vintage Hallmark foiled piece. And I just glued it to some vellum, and I put some scrapbook paper behind the vellum, and you can see it through there. You can also see the pattern paper through it. And I made this tag out of a 6x6 Stamperia paper. I just cut that down and made it into a tag. There's a little teddy bear in a stocking on that stamp. These are fabric pieces. I stitched them together to make it wide enough to be a pocket, and it is attached to some cardstock. Added that trim. This is just a piece of ephemera, which is so pretty. I love it, and you can write on that. And then this is a vintage page from an address book, and it was the Christmas card list. Well, maybe it's not an address book. I don't know, but it has a Christmas card list and alphabetical pages for it. Perfect for this journal. Here's the little girl that was part of that vintage ad. And a piece of ephemera from the kit. And another tag. I used music paper, Christmas music paper, and a doily, a stamp, which I colored with Distress inks after I stamped it. And then some buttons and doily at the top to make those tags. Pretty simple, but elegant. There's a wonderful vintage Santa image, and this was an old Stampin' Up! Stamp that I got at the flea market this year. I used a penny roll paper because of the red, and made it into a belly band. Added a scrap of eyelet and one of the embellishments. And this is another list page, my never-ending Christmas list. And a green stamp award certificate. And I just stuck that in there because it's green and red and I like the way it looks. You can do what you want with it. I happen to have 2 of them, so each journal got one. Here's some more of those 1958 seals, a little piece of fabric, and a vintage postage stamp. Here's the other side of that recipe page with some trim, some embellishments, a guest check again because it's green, and the tag, one of the tags, and it's got some of the embellishments on it. Lots of space for writing. You can glue pictures here. Just added some pom-pom trim to have something fun poking out. Another fabric tab up there. It probably looks white to you, but it's got little stars on it. Just a little fabric cluster. And my last red foil, silver foil with red and green poinsettia, vintage poinsettia sticker. I love those stickers just because they're vintage. And then I had a couple of these pieces that someone had started to make. I got it in a batch of fabric pieces. And it's all folded and it's done very nicely. And they had hand stitched, basted all around the edge. But it was still raw edges. So I zigzag stitched around it. I think I'll trim that off because I trimmed it off on this one and it looks okay. So we're going to do that. Wasn't sure if I wanted to trim that off and have one flat edge there. But it looks fine. And then here, to tuck into that pocket, I added a page from a green stamp book that was filled with stamps. I reinforced it with washi tape, and I used a brad to attach one of the ephemera pieces. And inside, probably should have done it this way, but I didn't. So there's a label and an embellishment, a little pocket with some writing paper, and another label. All right, so this one is the Elf Post. And then this one is Winter's Greeting. Same type of collage on the front. This one has red seam binding instead of green. And it has this pretty delicate holly print on the inside. Same sorts of pages and embellishments. This is the little Christmas card in this one. And this Jack and Jill subscription form is red. The other one was blue. There's a lot of blue in this paper. That's a little tuck spot. I was going to find a little tag to tuck in there. I'll have to do that. It says let it snow back there. And here's the photograph here, these 2 little children sitting side by side opening their gifts. Love it. Got 2 pages clipped together. the vintage ad with a little boy and a peg lock construction block set. This is a vintage napkin. A tally card. Love this little cat. Oh, I did put some circles on the ends of the strings in the other journal too. Some fabric here with some lace and the vintage Christmas card list page. This paper has a lace pattern from a plastic doily. And this one has a red quilted circle and a red stamps book page. And it opens this way. The other one opened at the top. And because of the length of this one, I was able to add this little bookmark. I'll put some baker's twine in there. Oh, I've got to put my name somewhere in here too. So I'll probably stamp my name, or stamp my stamp that I autograph on one of those pages in each of the journals. So those are the two Christmas journals, and like I said, I'll be sending along some of the leftover ephemera pieces. I had fun making these. I hope you enjoyed watching the process videos, and I hope that you will follow the link below this video to find my shop where you can purchase these journals. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back, hopefully, with one more journal. I showed this to you in the previous video, but this is the book I'll be using to make my last Christmas journal for this year. Thanks all for watching. Have a creative day today, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.